Still princesses? What's next for Eugenie and Beatrice, the future of the York sisters in a changing monarchy? Welcome to Crown Chronicles, your royal home for all things regal, remarkable, and real. If you love the British royal family as much as we do, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and join our royal family right here, because today's story is one you absolutely can't miss. It's about two royal sisters who've grown up in the spotlight, stood in the shadow of scandal, and now face the question everyone's asking: what's next for Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, the title still princesses? Might sound dramatic, but it's a question echoing across Britain, and even within the palace walls. In an era where King Charles is reshaping the monarchy, trimming down the royal ranks, and redefining what it means to be royal, Beatrice and Eugenie's futures have never been so uncertain. Are they to remain simply princesses of York, beloved but sidelined? Or could these young women be quietly preparing for a royal comeback of their own? Let's rewind for a moment. Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, the daughters of Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson, were once seen as the next generation of working royals. Born into privilege, yes, but also raised to understand duty and responsibility. They were the first royal grandchildren of Queen Elizabeth II to experience a fully modern upbringing, public schooling. Normal friendships, careers, and lives that bridged the line between royal and relatable. For years, they were the charming, approachable faces of the younger royal circle. They laughed openly at royal events, danced at charity galas, and brought warmth to the otherwise formal Windsor image. The late Queen adored them, they were her dear granddaughters, and she always made sure they felt included. But as the years passed and the royal family evolved, the tide began to shift. King Charles, even before he ascended the throne, had a very clear vision: a slimmed-down monarchy. Fewer working royals, more accountability, and a smaller circle representing the crown. It was a strategic move to maintain the monarchy's relevance in modern times, but it came with consequences. And unfortunately, Beatrice and Eugenie were among those quietly cut from the official fold. It wasn't personal, at least not on paper. It was politics. With William, Kate, and their children taking center stage as the monarchy's future, and Princess Anne and the Wessexes maintaining vital public roles, there simply wasn't enough room, or funding, for everyone. As a result, the York sisters, though royal by birth, were never granted the same full-time roles as their cousins. They were, in a sense, left on the royal sidelines, but here's where things get interesting: despite being sidelined, they've managed to shine in their own way. Princess Beatrice has built a steady life with her husband Edoardo Mapelli Mozzi and is now balancing motherhood with a quietly dignified presence in public life. She works with charities focused on education and dyslexia, something close to her heart, having spoken openly about her own struggles growing up. Beatrice's sincerity, her warmth, and her elegance have earned her respect, even from those who once dismissed her as another royal party girl. Then there's Princess Eugenie, arguably the bolder of the two. Married to Jack Brooksbank, Eugenie has carved out her own path as a mother, humanitarian, and advocate for causes like anti-slavery, youth empowerment, and environmental protection. She's spoken candidly about modern motherhood and sustainability, winning admiration from younger generations who see her as both royal and relatable. But no matter how well they live their lives, the question lingers: will Beatrice and Eugenie ever be brought back into the royal fold? The answer isn't simple. Insiders suggest that King Charles respects his nieces deeply, but remains cautious. He knows the monarchy must stay lean and focused, especially amid public scrutiny. Yet, at the same time, there's an undeniable gap. With senior royals aging, others stepping back, and the pressures on William and Kate intensifying, there are fewer active members to share the workload. Could the king one day decide that the York sisters deserve a more prominent place in the royal lineup? Public opinion is divided. Some argue that Beatrice and Eugenie have earned a second chance, that they've stayed scandal-free, proven themselves responsible, and could play valuable supporting roles in the monarchy's next chapter. Others, however, believe their association with their father, Prince Andrew, remains a serious obstacle. Ah yes, Prince Andrew, the shadow that continues to loom over their lives. His fall from grace after the Epstein scandal and his subsequent exile from royal duties left a deep mark on the family. And while Beatrice and Eugenie have stood by him as loving daughters, they've also had to carry the weight of his reputation. In the eyes of some, they're guilty by association, but here's what's fascinating: despite everything, they've never lashed out, never courted controversy, and never tried to use their titles for personal gain. In fact, both women have quietly proven that you can be royal and grounded, privileged yet principled. Even during moments of tension, they've handled themselves with composure that's earned them admiration from both the public and the press. In many ways, Beatrice and Eugenie embody what the modern monarchy could be: real, relatable, and responsible. They've shown that being royal doesn't always mean holding an official title or public role. Sometimes, it means leading by example, raising families, supporting good causes, and representing the crown in quieter but meaningful ways. Take the Platinum Jubilee celebrations, for instance. Though they were not front and center, their presence didn't go unnoticed. Both sisters appeared gracious, poised, and respectful, standing as symbols of a generation that understands duty without demanding the spotlight. And even at more recent royal events, such as Trooping the Color or royal weddings, they've blended elegance with humility in a way that makes them both relatable and respected. Behind the scenes, royal insiders claim that Prince William and Princess Kate have a warm relationship with Beatrice and Eugenie. Despite their father's controversies, the sisters have maintained strong family ties, attending family gatherings and private events, and helping keep the next generation of royals connected. This unity could very well play a role in their future. And what of their titles? Could King Charles ever remove the princess honorifics to align with his modernization plans? So far, there's no sign of that. For one, those titles were granted by birth, and stripping them would likely cause unnecessary controversy. More importantly, the king reportedly recognizes that Beatrice and Eugenie have conducted themselves with dignity and grace, representing the monarchy without scandal or excess. Still, change is in the air. It's possible that in the future, Beatrice and Eugenie may be encouraged to take on semi-official roles, working on behalf of the crown on select occasions, much like the way Princess Anne's children, Zara and Peter, support royal causes unofficially. The sisters' blend of royal heritage and modern outlook makes them ideal ambassadors for a monarchy that wants to feel more in touch with the people, and make no mistake, public affection for them is growing. Social media is full of admiration for the York sisters' style, warmth, and relatability. Fans have called for their return to royal duties, arguing that they represent the next wave of royals who can bridge the gap between tradition and modernity. Whether that happens or not, one thing remains certain: Beatrice and Eugenie are not fading away. They are quietly evolving, becoming women of substance, mothers of purpose, and figures of stability in a family often defined by turbulence. Their strength lies not in their titles, but in how they carry them. So, still princesses? Absolutely. But more than that, they're examples of how the next generation of royals can live authentically in an ever-changing world. Whether they step back into the royal spotlight or continue shaping their own independent paths, the York sisters remind us that grace, humility, and quiet strength never go out of style. Thank you for watching Crown Chronicles, where we uncover the truth, beauty, and hidden stories of royal life. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the future of Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because the royal story never ends. And here at Crown Chronicles, we're just getting started. Crown sparkles.